Hello everyone, welcome to my third video. I hope you enjoyed my last one and it was educational. This video we're going to be focusing on and talking about side hustles, how to get started, and how to grow your capital early on. Alright guys, first off we have online surveys and in-person focus groups. So basically you can go to these groups or do these surveys, maybe even online meetings, where you're going to get paid for your time to give them some feedback. And based on how long the survey is, you get paid a specific amount. And this could be in gift cards, straight up money. So you can get a gift card for Starbucks so you don't actually have to pay when you go. The only downside that you're looking at when you're doing a side hustle is that sometimes you're going to have to do some screening questions to see if they accept you or not for the survey, since some of them have different requirements. I'd also highly recommend that you guys sign up for different websites. If you're able to sign up for a few websites that offer surveys, you can kind of alternate them so you always have something. Even if they don't all pay real money and gift cards instead, you can just use that instead of spending real money. So it works out in the end. As for some survey websites, we have Swagbucks, Inbox Dollars, Survey Savvy, MyPoints, Pinecone Research, and Survey Junkie. And honestly, you can probably find a lot more depending on where you live. For number 2, we have Uber, Lyft, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. This side hustle is probably one of the easiest to get into because all you need is a car and then you can start working. Some of the pros for this is that all you need is a car and it's very flexible for anyone to join. It's also really good if you're working a part-time job or a full-time job to do it on the side. They also pay really good depending on the location. Usually the best area to do it in is in a small town or city, so you don't have to drive too far and you can do more orders per hour. As for the cons, based on whatever location you do this is, you could get paid really bad if you're in a big city. If you're in a big city, you're more likely going to drive a lot more often, so you're going to do a lot less orders per hour and you're going to get paid a lot less. Number 3, we have garage sales. For this side hustle, it's easy to flip products. You just buy them at the garage sale and then sell them for a lot higher. This can also be applied to multiple scenarios like selling cars, but you would usually need a lot more money to do that. For now, we're only going to be focusing on garage sales because they're easy to do. All you really need for this is a phone and phone data. Just go in garage sales and look up anything that you think is of value. Some of the pros for this is that it's really easy to get into. Like I said, all you need is a phone. It's really cheap to get into. All you'd probably need is about 50 bucks at most, and it's really flexible if you're doing part-time or a full-time job on the side, and you can even pick the days that you want to do this on. The only con that exists for this side hustle is that you would need to look up where the garage sales are. Maybe people put up signs in your area, or maybe you can Google it. For some tips and tricks for this side hustle, you can always look for sets of anything. When you have your phone, you can just look up anything to double check the price, so always try to find sets. Maybe a set of books for a specific volume, or maybe a teacup set, or just dishes, anything, a set of anything. The reason for this is they're usually easy to spot, and they will most likely have a lot of value. For example, one of my friends bought a set of books for a specific book, and it was 12 books for one volume. He ended up paying about $6, and when we looked it up, it was about $120. So you can really see how it's really easy to make some money out of this. For number 4, guys, we have tutoring. And this can be anywhere over Zoom or maybe Skype or anything where you can see them face to face, or sometimes you don't even need to see them face to face based on what you're teaching them. This is a great side hustle because you can make a really good amount of money just for tutoring. It's pretty flexible because you can do whenever you want. And this could really apply to a lot of things, like you could be tutoring or coaching university courses, games, sports. It could really apply to anything that you want to teach, and you can even make a course out of it if that works for you. As for the pros, guys, for this side hustle, it's very flexible, so you can do it alongside your part-time job or full-time job. You can really schedule it anytime you want, as long as the client is willing to. It pays pretty well. You could probably get at least like 30 bucks, depending on what you're teaching. It's convenient because you can do it from home, and they can also do it online, so it's really good. You could also put a course on Skillshare, and that way when you set it up, it basically sells on its own, and that way you can sell it even when you're not there. You don't actually have to teach it in person, and it could make you money over time without you being there. As for the cons, guys, you might need a lot of knowledge to teach some specific subjects, or for people to be willing to pick you up. it could be hard to get some clients depending on where you're looking. And if you're looking to put your course on Skillshare, you'd actually be looking a lot of hours just to set it up. To put your course, you'd need to know how to use a camera, video editing, all of that stuff. But after that, you can set it up to make you some money over time without you being there, since people can just buy the course. And this is probably one of the best ways to do this. Personally, I did this when I was playing one of the games that I really liked, and I ended up being really good at the game. And I just did this for fun, but I ended up offering my expertise in the game, I guess, and some people wanted to get coached by me, and I got paid like $30. You can see, if you're really good at what you do, or whatever it is, it can be a game or anything, you can make some really good money. For number 5, guys, we have taking gigs on Upwork and Fiverr, and this is honestly probably one of the best ones and the easiest ones to get into, since it has no cost whatsoever. All you would need to do is kind of have a skill that you think you're good at, and then you can look through Upwork and Fiverr, and they have a lot of categories, and you can sign up for whatever you think you'd be best at, and then clients come over and they just give you their work, and then you'd work on that, and they just pay you for that. Another thing for these two websites, even though they take a portion of the money that you make, you actually don't have to generate your own traffic. Companies go there to find people to do work for them for specific subjects, so maybe like video editing, maybe they need help with accounting, bookkeeping, anything like that. Alright guys, as for the pros for the Upwork/Fiverr side hustle, there's basically no cost to enter. You can just sign up, and that's about it. There's already a lot of people using the website, so you don't have to search for your own clients. It's very flexible, so you can do it when you're doing your part-time job or full-time job, whenever you have some time. Could pay pretty well if you do this long enough. There are a lot of categories to pick from where you can sell your services, and the best thing about that is you can literally just learn a new skill set and then just try to sell your services for that. If you think maybe you could make more money, maybe there's less people doing that, you could just watch some YouTube videos, learn as much as you can, and then put your services up there. As for the cons for this side hustle, guys, there's a lot of competition, even from other countries. I was looking into doing some accounting, maybe some bookkeeping, and it's almost not worth it, because I think people in India are offering it for a lot less, so you're barely going to be making any money, and that might be a good reason why you would want to learn a new skill set to sell that instead, because you'd probably make more money. It also takes a lot of time to move up as a seller. For example, Fiverr has 3 levels, where you start off at level 1, and when you have better reviews and you become a more established seller, you can move up to level 2 and 3. But when you're at level 1, it might be harder to get clients, and that just makes it really hard for you to basically move up the chain, and could make it take a bit of time. But overall, guys, this is a great side hustle. It takes no time, no money to start, so you can just sign up and you can get clients over time, and maybe over a year you can get established and do really well. For number 6, we have affiliate marketing. This side hustle could be potentially really good if you know what you're doing. So affiliate marketing is basically a performance-based marketing where the business rewards a marketer based on visitors and customer brought. So basically you're like the middleman. All you do is marketing. You bring the customer to the client, they sell the product, you get a part of that money as commission. So you're basically like a salesman, and you can basically advertise these products that you want to sell over like a lot of stuff, maybe blogs, social media, ads, websites. You can try to bring customers to companies in many different ways, and it just comes down to what you prefer. As for the pros, guys, you can make a lot of money if you really scale this up. Really low cost idea, because you only really have to pay for the marketing and maybe a website. It's extremely convenient because you can do it from your home, and you don't really sell a product or deal with the customer service since you don't own the product. You have complete independence to work on your own time. It's extremely flexible, especially if you're working a part or full-time job. Best part is, once you go through the steep learning curve and you succeed bringing clients in, you can make a lot of money even when you're sleeping. The hardest part is just setting this up and doing well in the start. As for the cons, guys, like I said before, it's a huge learning curve. You have to learn about the marketing, how to bring the clients in. You probably even have to learn about how to make a website properly and make it look nice so people can buy the product. The hard part is this is performance-based income, so if you do badly, even no matter how many hours you put in, you're still gonna make no money. It all depends on how many clients you bring in that actually buy the product. To wrap this up, guys, like I said, affiliate marketing is a really good side hustle to start off. If you're willing to put in the time, go through the learning curve, it's a really good position because it's flexible. You can be your own boss, you can work whenever, but that also means you need some discipline to do this. At some point, this could actually replace your full-time job because you could scale it up and make that much money. For number 7, guys, we have dropshipping. This is a great side hustle where you actually sell a product from a supplier directly. The difference between affiliate marketing and this is, for affiliate marketing, you're basically getting paid commission on helping make a sale. For dropshipping, you're selling the product from the supplier straight to the customer, and you're the middleman, so you pocket whatever the difference is between what you paid and what you get. So basically, when someone places an order, it goes to your online store. Your store automatically sends an order to your supplier, where the product will be shipped directly to the customer, so you never actually have to handle a product yourself. For the pros, guys, this is very easy to start because you don't actually need a warehouse, you don't need any packing or shipping orders, you don't need to track your inventory, handle returns, continually order products to manage your inventory levels. There's a potential for a lot of money like affiliate marketing. You really just have to set this up. It's very flexible, just in case you're working, part or full-time job. Once you set this up, you can keep making money even when you're sleeping, because the hardest part is setting a successful one up. Very little capital to start. Your biggest expense would be marketing and maybe making a website. And the biggest pro for this, guys, is that you don't actually need your own product. You're basically selling a product straight from the suppliers. You don't have to customize anything. You're selling the exact same product. As for the cons, guys, like I said, this is a steep learning curve because you're gonna need to learn about marketing and making a store, which you can honestly make on Shopify. I heard that's one of the best places. It's gonna be hard to acquire traffic for your products, and that's exactly why you need marketing, and maybe you have to test out specific strategies. Customer feedback could be an issue because the product you're selling is not actually yours, and the problem with that is, since it's not your product, you can't actually guarantee the quality. You don't get the product before you ship it off to the client, and that is probably one of the biggest cons for this. There's also limited to no customization on the product, since you're selling this straight from the supplier to the customer. So if they offer no customizations, you can't do it either. Overall, guys, dropshipping is a great side hustle if you're willing to put the work in. Once you really set something up that's really good, you can get paid over time for a long time after you set it up. Last but not least, guys, we have the final side hustle, renting a room through an Airbnb or just renting it normally. This is a great side hustle because it could be really cheap. If you already have a house, you can just rent out the basement or rent out an extra room you're not using. This can bring in a bit more money, and then you can use that to pay for your mortgage if you want, or you can just Airbnb it, and if you're in a popular area, you could actually make a lot more money than if you put it long term. The pros for this, guys, is it's basically free money if you already have a house and you want to put a room up for rent. It's really hands off if you're doing long term rent, because you only need to see them once to sign it, and then that's about it. They clean after themselves, and that's good to go. If you do want to put in an Airbnb, that's a great option if you're in a really popular area, but that also means you're gonna have to do a bit more work to welcome people in the house and also clean up right after them. The only con for this side hustle is that you could rent your place to someone that's noisy, or they could break something, but usually the security deposit covers that, so it's really not that bad. Also, one tip that I want to add, you could also try to house hack. If you have money and you want to buy a place, you could try to go for a triplex or fourplex, and this way you could live in one of them and rent out the rest. And if you really want, you can customize it and put one of them on Airbnb, see how that goes. If it does well, you could convert the rest of them, or just leave them all long term if you don't want to put in that much work. Either way, this is a really great idea if you want to make a little more money. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for the features that I could make videos on, let me know down in the comments. And if you think I could improve